2nd of February 2022, and talk a little bit more about that truckers convoy up in the capital of Canada. And I found out that they have a really bad, there's a new strain of this convid up there. But it seems that the mayor up there, he got a hold of all these big tow truck drivers to come and tow all these big trucks out of there. And then they found out they got this new strain of this virus, and they think it come out of Japan. It's called the Fukyu variant. And all these guys with the tow trucks, they're all down with it. So, they're not going to be able to tow anything away. So, I just hope everything goes well for those guys. But we are having a kind of a mixed day. Pretty windy. I don't know if you can see. I'll stop. See how fast the low clouds are moving. I mean, they're cruising along really good. And they're going in a southwest direction, which is, you don't see that too often here. But beautiful day, though. I got out. I went to. I have this convid vax injury site, and I went ahead to put that on Facebook. I'm getting a lot of stuff from Telegram put on the Facebook on the Algor Beaks, and so that's working out pretty good. But they will not let anything from this site, this convid vax injury site. So, that's not good. You stay out of there. Damn garbage. But they just block them. These are just people saying what's happening to them, or a lot of them say "rip thou," and it's just really bad. But they're blocking that. And then I also seen that Stu Peters guy. He got kicked off the I believe it's iHeartRadio and the Spotify. He got the boot. He's going to be going somewhere else, though. But I never really watched him a lot. His shows are pretty dang long, but people send me excerpts, so I catch some of his stuff. So, but now they got this Star Trek phaser. They want to hide their stuff. Well, now they're finding out some of the stuff that was released that there's just so many people had adverse reactions, and even pushing up daisies. So not good that they're trying to cover this stuff up. And they want to give it to your kids now. Poochie over there is talking about, now they want to give it from 4 months up. What is with these people? And they're putting in the paperwork to do it. Yeah, how ridiculous is this? And what's the chances of a little kid catching this and start to push up daisies from it? How ridiculous! It's just, to me, it seems very odd. It keeps making me think. It's pushing me more and more to it. This is a de-soda-ulation. You know what I mean? So very, very, very strange. But up there in Canada too, in the Parliament building, they got snipers on the roof, and they're calling these people terrorists. If you look at the Canadian news media, they're in the bag just like all the rest of the mainstream medias, and they're saying it's terrorist, and they got a manifesto now, because the racing wasn't working. It's just not good enough for them. So now all of a sudden it's a terrorist organization. I mean, give me a stinking break. This is just absolutely ridiculous. But very, very, very shame what's going on with these things. But the other thing I wanted to tell you about too was I talked about before this life insurance guy talking about how the numbers were going up by 40%, he said, which is absolutely insane. Now they're coming back and saying that their payouts are higher. But check your insurance, because I know mine, if now they probably won't put it as a Jabba the Hutt injury that caused my demise, so I would definitely be covered. But if that's what's put on the certificate of daisies, then the insurance company said it definitely would not be paid out. Now they don't want anybody to know that's the real cause, so probably would be covered. But I don't want that anyway. You know, I just decided no. You know, if they're gonna jail me for that, then that's just the way it goes. I saw that one fellow in there. He needed a heart transplant and stuff, and they won't do him and all this stuff. And he's sticking to his guns. He's still not going to get it. He's not going to get it. Hey, come here. You quit chasing the bikes. She's starting to chase every vehicle, and I'm not liking that. At least she listens. When I holler at her to stop, she listens pretty good. But guys are still cutting all the grass over here. That's a 6-day-a-week job for these guys. Houses are going up all over. Right now, we got so many of these new guys in here working, and they throw their food garbage down. And I gotta watch the pup every second because I don't want her eating garbage. When I do my house dogs, I always do them on only dog food. I don't want them getting, no people food at all. And I don't want her getting garbage like that. And you're not going to get them to stop this. You know, I've seen in sorry stores where people go up and buy something and then they just unwrap whatever they're buying to eat and they just throw the stuff. Even if there's a garbage can, they just throw it on the ground. You know, it's just kind of disgusting to me. But that's just the way it is. I don't think there'll ever be any change in it. You know, there's things that the government could do to instigate change. I remember when this convent thing first started, and if you wanted to, if the government was going to do something, I was thinking, why didn't they tell them that they couldn't do the drinking out of the same cup or sharing the same spoon with pollutant and all that stuff? You think they would have jumped on that and started telling the little kids in school and getting it in there so that at least in the next generation this will quit. Because that's what you see. I remember when I was at the call center, when I was there, I stopped eating in the cafeteria because it just totally disgusted me. Somebody would be eating, and they'd be eating with their spoon in their mouth and everything, and they'd see something that I had on my plate, and they would just stick their spoon in my damn plate and take a big bite. And I was like, I ain't touching it no more. I'm done. I just shoved the plate away, and I got to the point where I did not eat in there anymore, because that, to me, you keep your fingers to yourself. You don't go touching somebody else's food or sticking your saliva-ridden spoon, in my food. I couldn't believe it. But that would have been something that the government could have started teaching. And but no, they didn't. So it seems to me like a lot of this big thing that's going on was planned. There were so many countries involved, and everybody went in lockstep and did the exact same thing. So countries, like I said before, are too different. Each one would have their own thing. But no, everybody did pretty much the exact same thing. Lockdowns, face masks, blah, blah, blah. And then you're starting to see a lot of stuff, too, about the one in 2018, about 1918, with the flu there and what caused a lot of the problems, So you have to look that up. I think I did put that on Telegram. I try to put as much of that stuff as I can on Facebook. I only had one that was actually removed where they wouldn't even put it up. And I had a couple of them where they put a little block thing in front, like, "Ooh, you can't see that. It's, that thought pattern is going to ruin you. We can't let you see that," And these people running this show. The other thing that really got me was Facebook and Microsoft Gates guy. They're in some big deal with AI with China, with the CCP. They got a big company and they're pumping money into this, and just so they can run this AI stuff down. And they're wanting. I'm thinking what's happening with this thing. They're gonna start lowering stuff and say, well, if you just get this world passport card, then everything will be fine. We'll get back. They've been saying they're going to get back to normal every time. They keep moving the goalposts. But what I'm seeing here is, I'm hearing in China, they got this card, and if you do as everybody says, it's green. If you miss a jab or you don't do something right, it goes to yellow. And if it turns red, your accounts are shut off. You can't go into any place. You can't go anywhere if your thing's red. So you know, this is what they want for the whole world, guys. They want the same dang thing everywhere. And it's this whole thing for the last 2 years has been nothing but power and control. And if you guys don't see that yet, I can't help you. I mean, I'm sorry. There's nothing else I can do. I've been hollering this from the rooftops about this stuff since the beginning. You know, even when they had the long sticks of implanting that thing in the back of your head. You know, it seems to me, and they're saying these swabs got stuff on them, you know, that you definitely don't want in your system. Well, if they need to test something, why don't you just take a booger out, blow a booger on a little piece of paper and let them test it? Why do they got to even put it in your head? If this thing's so damn contagious that you sneeze in the store and you affect 500 people at the grocery store, you know, and then they have these big plastic things up in front of the worker, and then they pick the money up. The thing that made me laugh when I went into the mall the other day, the girl shoves out the plastic basket for me to put the money in. And then she takes the basket out and reaches with her hand and puts it in. It's like, why couldn't I have just handed it to her into her hand? No, she had to go through the basket because they're watching her. You know, and they think that this is like okay. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. It's just like in the grocery stores. You know, they touch every single item. You grab it with your hands. You put the stuff on. They don't have belts here, but you put it on the checkout. And then she runs it all through, you know. And then when you go to pay them, you got to put your money in a basket. And then they pick it out with their hands and put it in their register. You know, it's like, doesn't anyone see the absurdity in all this yet? Aren't you people looking at this close enough, or is this just normal for you? Is this just, oh yeah, this is what we do? Yeah, the whole world has been coerced into doing stuff that just is totally nuts. It's ass backwards, I'm telling you guys. So, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to tell you what before I let you go. Be careful if you go to Ottawa, because you don't want to get that Puku variant. So this is Rick Shaw out.